Hello, and welcome to another episode of Demystifying Maps. This is Kristen at Miami University Libraries, and today we'll be looking at a map of Boston's National Historic Park. We can see here on the front it's produced by the U.S. Department of the Interior's National Park Service. On the inner part of the map, there's a small date that says it's a reprint of a 1985 map. That could just be the map and not the entire layout, though. Anyways, let's unfold this and have a look. This side doesn't have the map on it. It's got tons of photos with captions and some text about Boston's history. Looks like some good information to have if, say, you were doing a tour of the area, and the photo is not just nice to look at, but it would be helpful in identifying the place once you got there. And speaking of getting there, let's flip it over. All right, here's the map part of the map. If we read this part at the top, we learn that Boston National Historic Park is an association of a number of sites, some federally managed, others are privately or municipally owned, that together paint the larger picture of the history of the place. Also, most sites are connected by the Freedom Trail, which is about 3 miles long and forms a walking tour of the sites. So that's what we have here. Over here is a small inset of the surrounding area, showing you where the main map is situated, and it also has some transportation information. The main map now, we see the Freedom Trail we mentioned in red. The tiny circles are transit stations. It also shows you parking area and restroom locations. Great things to include on a map that's designed for a walking tour. The legend over here, it's not very clearly labeled, but it is there. The locations of the historic places we saw on the reverse are noted on the map with bold text. Honestly, it's a little easy to get lost in all this text, to me, personally. If you didn't want to do it that way, though, you'd probably need to number the sites or use an A, B, C sort of system to indicate them. And if you're trying to use this while walking, that's just another step to figure things out. There's a lot of decisions that go into map making, and you really need to keep your audience in mind and what their needs are. And tied into both of those points, the text-heavy map and the audience also included are pretty much every street name. This is really ideal for wayfinding and giving or receiving directions. Pretty classic colors for water and park, blue and green respectively, but also purple for other locations that aren't the focus of the map, like the hospital, the library, or the train station. The blue and green are so standard they aren't on the legend. Overall, this is a fine map made for purpose. Feels like our takeaway for this show and tell is map maker choices. Just like any piece of writing, there are so many little decisions to make along the way that influence the final product, that even with the same information and the same goal, you'd have just as many different maps as you had map makers. All right, thanks for joining me for another episode of Demystifying Maps. Hope to see you next time.